Hello, welcome to Vive Crypto. Today we're gonna do our 7th episode, and I'm here with Steve, and we got prepared 6 topics for you guys today. So we're just gonna start. You wanna present our first
Yeah,
topic?
our first topic is Huobi's out making a lot of moves recently. They opened up 5 exchanges: Russia, Philippines, Taiwan, Indonesia, and Canada. When you heard this, what did you think?
All right. So first, I wanted to learn more about it. So I did some research. They have this thing called Huobi Cloud, and they help people set like their own exchanges. So for example, if you're in Mexico, you can use their platform to make them help you create your own exchange. So this is what I decided to do.
Really cool.
They include wallet and asset management, and they said this will allow them to accumulate more user data for its operations going forward.
Yeah, this obviously this is very huge. They're also trying to enter the U.S. market, which is a big deal. I think cutting down on the middleman cuts down volatility, starts showing that these companies are in the second wave, they're growing. It's kind of again reminds me of the internet bubble, right? So there was like these companies. E-Trade is a representation, right, where it was like just an online digital presence, and then at some point there was actual E-Trades kind of around you,
Right.
flyers, much more of a physical presence around you.
Yeah.
And I think that's where these companies are going, in which these companies are going from the digital age to growing so huge that, they're creating these big structural areas all over the world. And eventually you're just going to look at all of this and kind of just see it as normal. To see like a Coinbase company around you, or like, something blockchain that you see online actually having a physical presence around you is just going to be a normalized thing.
Yeah, it's going to be expanding over the globe. All right, so we're going to talk about our second topic, which is 18,000 Bitcoins were moved into BitMEX.
Yeah, this is about $115 million. I speculated potentially, is this Bitmain moving away from some of its Bitcoin it said it was dumping?
Oh, yeah.
Could this be what caused the rally? And yeah, Bitmain is known for doing up to 100 leverage, so 18,000 times 100 leverage is, it's a lot of money,
it's
potentially,
so much.
Depending on the bet you're making, either long or short. So yeah, this is just huge. This is a huge bet being made one way or the other.
Yeah, no, they did a run at 4 a.m., which is kind of weird. They used 17 different wallets to transfer all the Bitcoins. I thought there was some speculation whether if it was like a whale doing the deposit, or if it was actually BitMEX trying to do like market manipulation.
That's actually, I didn't think about that. I guess that is a possibility out there.
And like I said, they did it around like 4
Again,
so
we've kind of pointed to this. This is important to stay to the major exchanges. OKEX delisted a bunch of pairs. So there's a bunch of coins that you could have bought on them there that they are just no longer going to be trading. You don't want to get into those situations. Don't get huge margin bound. Don't overreact to anything happening in the market, and try to stay with big exchanges or exchanges that have been around for a long time with reputable.
Yeah, that you can actually trust them, because you never know when you're getting scammed. All right, so our next topic is cryptocurrency is illegal now in Saudi Arabia. What do you think?
Yeah, okay, so the committee assured that virtual currency, including, for example, but not limited to Bitcoins, are illegal in the kingdom, and no parties or individuals are licensed for such practices. Just crazy mumbo jumbo coming from Saudi Arabia. Which, in my opinion, just looks like an awful, miserable place. And I don't mean anything negative or disparaging about the people living there.
Yeah.
I just mean, from the outside looking in, it does not look like a very good situation. Basically, it sounds like to me, and I hate to go so explanatory, bullshit oil money that's trying to be protected, right? Saudi Arabia has all the oil. By moving out of that, might crash out the oil price. Seems like they're probably worrying about that. And as always, I like to do these weird looks into when some country does something bizarre, what is the most bizarre thing ever, right? In Indiana, in the United States, oral sex is illegal. I'm just gonna drop it at that. So I mean,
how would they know?
I think the situation is you could probably trade cryptos in Saudi Arabia, maybe just not going around and bragging about it. Just like in Indiana, you might not want to brag to your friends about such activities.
Because how would you really ban?
Yeah, exactly. How would you find out?
All right.
What did you think about all this?
All right. So yeah, this was last Sunday. They said because it had like negative consequences to the kingdom. One of them was because crypto high volatility, and another one was because there wasn't enough supervision by the government.
Yeah.
So okay, I don't think that's like I don't think that's enough to just like completely ban it.
Yeah, that's not enough of a legitimate concern. Yeah.
Like that's just what I read. I think obviously I feel like this is something a lot of countries do. I know we mentioned this in another video. Like, I think it's more about protecting the people because it's something so new, and like sometimes people just are not really reading into it. And I think it might be just again a case where like people are doing such.
I don't agree with that, and the reason I don't think they're protecting the people is okay. So you can say the people weren't educated enough to understand it. Well, you're the one who forced them through a certain education system to which, by the time they're done with it, they aren't deemed by you educated enough to handle those same investments. This is the same with stocks, okay? In which there is boundaries in which people can and make certain trades and other people aren't allowed. So I don't, for any second, whenever someone says something, I always, what's the answer? It's money. It's money. So what's going on here? Saudi Arabia has a dollar that's propped up by a bunch of oil money. If you allow people to start exchanging that through black markets, the value of their physical currency probably has nothing. It's paper, backed by nothing, in Saudi Arabia. And who wants the Saudi Arabian dollar? Can't imagine anyone in the world. So basically, I don't feel like for a second they're protecting people. I just think it's, again, the government trying to protect their own interests.
Well, maybe that's why they pretend they are doing. There's also a funny thing the prince said. I quote, he said, "I think it's just going to implode one day. It's Enron in the making."
Enron.
Yeah, that's what he's comparing it to.
Enron. Enron was a future and energy derivative. More tied closely to what Saudi Arabia does than what Bitcoin does, or crypto in general. So, I mean, I find that an interesting comment. But yeah, all right, our next one. Genesis cancels contracts. All right, when you heard this, what did you want to say on it?
Yeah, okay. So, okay, they were saying that people who had contracts, but they were like mining below their fee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They were gonna just end their contracts.
Absolutely.
They were like, if you don't do like more than this amount, we're just.
It's a 5-year contract.
Just leave. Yeah, just like upgrade.
They're trying to tilt them into a 5-year contract. Yeah.
Yeah, they say the reason was because of this year's crypto price decline, but they obviously just didn't plan.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things to say on this. Number one, a big company like this could have very easily hedged its risk by buying futures on, if crypto goes down low, they actually profit on that. That way that saves them in this situation. Very easily could have hedged themselves, right?
Yeah.
I get ready for the tirade here, okay? Let them burn their money up, right? I have no concern with Genesis at all, okay? The cloud mining makes very little sense in all reality, right? By doing this, all we're doing is letting these big facilities basically centralize and take control of something that was supposed to be decentralized, right? Genesis actually had a decent name, but this is just completely wrecked, and any person should never even consider using cloud mining again, considering this is a more reputable cloud mining firm doing this. What can you say about this space I can't say anything positive about cloud mining. It's just a bad idea. 5-year contract is ridiculous. And yeah, I would be glad to get out of their contracts if I was, if I was most people. With the value declining, I would imagine that they're probably undervalued for both people, and I wouldn't want a piece of this at all. I wouldn't want anything to do with them. Now, if I was on the upside of any contract, I would be contacting lawyers. I have a contract. So if I'm on the
Like,
downside,
honor
I'm
their
just taking my
contract.
money out and saying thank you. And if I'm on the upside and they're doing this, I'm like, see your ass in court because you're a legitimate company with a legitimate location doing a legitimate operation, and I had a legitimate contract with you. Yeah. And you're going to lose this court case 100 times in a row. So I don't really understand what the cloud mining, like what they have in store other than like just finally, like this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
I would not touch any of the cloud mining things.
Yeah, no.
All right, anything else from you?
No, that's
all right.
Okay.
New ASIC miner, which was actually what I was jumping to next. All right, there's going to be a new ASIC miner called Square Mining Limited. Almost looks like Square.
Yeah.
Squaresoft from video games. That's where I was. Yes, Square.
Like you feel like you had heard about it before.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, what did you think when you were like, okay, more new ASIC miners to the space? Where did your mind go?
Well, yeah. First of all, they're hoping to complete the manufacture and assembly by the end of this year's quarter. So yeah, it will be their first Bitcoin mining. I don't know. I think that's like not a good idea. I mean, there's already, like we've talked about this before. I wanted to mention this first, like you know, all the environment issue. Like miners use just so much electricity. It just
absolutely.
Like in this side, you got people trying to solve this issue, and in this other side, now you got people just
trying to exacerbate it.
Yeah. And like we have also mentioned before, it's starting to like not be any more profitable to mine Bitcoin, and they're saying it's like not even another miner, it's just for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything positive in this. Really.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, all right, I go back to BitMEX, right, who's the ASIC miner creator. They made last year $3 billion in profit. For what? For what exactly? For taking away the decentralized zone that Bitcoin had created, for picking that up, right? Literally, in an opinion, if you're not an ASIC resistant mining coin, get the fuck out of my portfolio. I have no use for you. You're literally going to get owned by a corporation.
Yeah.
You're going to get taken over by a larger mining staff. None of the small people are going to get a piece of it. And I have no use for it. Okay? Again, this goes back to why Bitcoin was great and has futuristic flaws that better coins should be solving. Yeah. Because there's just no value of this. ASIC chips, in my opinion, are the cancer of the crypto world.
Yeah.
They take away and they kill everything so you build up 1,000 people who are a different area, and then one ASIC miner gets on there and sucks out now half the juice, and it's just completely ruined the entire situation. Yeah, no, that's true, so yeah, they're cancer. They kill the situation. So yeah,
they leave no room for like small miners, and that's terrible.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely terrible thing to do, and absolutely that was not ever the intent. And that's why ASIC miners came out to create something that wasn't there. Then you create ASIC resistance coins. You get away from these people and you tell them literally, we're not going to buy your Bitcoin. It's going to have zero value if you guys are going to do this. We control the value of the Bitcoin, not them. We can literally tell them, we don't want that coin. We want something else that you can't control. By doing that, we can literally just rip down all these companies. This is what decentralization is all about. Being able to have the control over those people who want the control, who are smaller than us and should not have the control. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, I continue to say there should be mining, in my opinion, but only through graphics cards like NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And they have to be ASIC resistant. That way people are able to use the same cards.
Yeah, like small people, actually.
And even if people want to accumulate the amount of cards that it takes, it's very hard to do so. It's not nearly as cheap, and you don't get nearly the same pool that you would be able to get from one ASIC miner. So yeah. Yeah, I just absolutely not a fan of more ASIC miners.
Yeah.
And lastly, the worst trade made ever possibly. This young man, Anari Atova Tsunami, thought he was buying 3 pieces of 3 different companies and a cryptocurrency called Dragons. Dragon coins. Dragon coins. My apology. Dragon coins.
Yeah.
He got scammed out of 5,000 plus Bitcoins. What ran through your mind when you saw this? Or do you know anything else? Do you know anything else about this horrible trade?
It's just okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So apparently, the people who scammed these young men were in Thailand, and they probably included a Thai actor and two of his siblings. So when I first read about this, I was like, maybe because like he's an actor, he's not like. I mean, I should really trust him.
Yeah.
Like he would never do this.
Yeah.
Like terrible thing to me, and like maybe that was something that made him believe like it was legit, like he was doing like actual business. And yeah, he thought he was investing in 3 companies, including also a casino, and he never got anything. Surprise, surprise. So what I thought about that, obviously that's I don't even know what word to use. It's just like
there's so much.
It's just horrible. How do you trust someone you don't know? How do you send millions without a contract, without like proof? Like they were saying, they actually showed him the casino, but like okay, I can show whoever, like I don't know, the beach, and like say, hey, yeah, I own this beach, I'm gonna sell it to you. Like how do you prove? Like I just
okay, so
this is
I just have a rhetorical question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are celebrities known to be good with finances? Or do they talk a lot about celebrities gone bust, gone broke?
Talk about
a lot, okay?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be running to like The Rock or Kevin Hart for financial advice. Oh, I know, I've seen you in a movie. You must understand what's going on in other financial situations.
Figure out.
Okay? $24 million had to be almost all this guy's money.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was he doing? Putting all of his money into something that there's clearly no contract with.
I know.
This was the line that literally just blew my mind. Like literally, my eyes just flew off my face and hit the ceiling. Okay.
Go ahead.
It was more complex than please send me Bitcoins. It was more complex of a scam than please send me Bitcoins. I sure as hell hope so. I sure as hell hope so that you got duped a little bit harder than please send me Bitcoins and then just sent away $24 million.
Yeah.
That is the most outrageous quote I've ever heard in response to losing. And 10-figure sum. 10-figure sum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unreal. That's just unbelievable.
Money. It's just insane. Like I don't even know. I was shocked when I heard that. It's like he was 22. I'm 22. I would never do that. I would never just send all my money to invest, buy, blah, 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 something without a contract. It's just like, I don't know who even does that. I guess the only thing here to say.
It's an 8-figure sum.
8-figure.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I realized that in my head. It's an 8-figure sum. I just said 10.
Right.
8. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I guess
no.
The only thing to say.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know, be more careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the good news to anyone who bought the bubble. No matter what you did, you didn't do that. Yeah. You didn't do that.
Yeah, I just feel
so like you know what I'm saying? The idea in investing is find someone dumber than you. Guess what?
We've all found him now.
Yes, we've all found him. And he's in crypto with us. So we're okay. And on that lighthearted end off, I do want to say something. My grandmother passed away today at 91. And I had mentioned her before, but 91 is a very long and fulfilling life. Not many people get that far. So I think that more of the story is congratulations for making that far, being able to see so much of the world change, etc. And yes, and modernization of so many different things. Yeah. So, for those who have experienced loss recently, I'm sure that weighs heavy on your hearts. And secondly, just remember to take every day and put like that extra bit of energy or do your best or whatever that is to try to get the most out of it. Because yes, even though she was 91, not all of us are guaranteed 91. or that would be every
true.
human just lives to that, and that would be beautiful. That would be okay. I think most people would agree, hey, I'll take 91.
Yeah, that would be
But no, we don't get that. So yeah, just remember to get the best out of every day, and I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Make you stay calm. Bye.
Bye.